Hey guys, welcome back to RV Barndominium. So the other weekend when we were camping, when we went to put the slide out open, the awning, we have an awning that automatically comes over and covers the top of the slide out. This side over here of the awning broke off.
Did you get stuck?
I have no idea.
It's just acting weird.
The bolt that was right on that side, the bolt that's right here, the bolt snaps and holds it onto the frame.
Well, that's crazy.
And the screws are square.
Oh.
Not Phillips or not whatever.
No.
I don't have a square.
Okay.
And came apart. It slapped up against the side. So something wasn't right there. And what ended up happening is this is a two-piece. This is a frame here. And then this is the connection piece that goes to the wind up on the unit here. On this side there is a bolt to go hold into this piece, and there's one bolt up here that holds it into the two. And that is all that holds this in. You got one bolt holding into here, and you got one bolt holding it into this frame. You can see a little bit of right there where it actually pulled the screw out, and the screw broke inside here. So that screw, half the screw is still inside there. So I really can't get the screw out and put a new screw in. Plus, as you can see there, it has tore out on the end. I got on the internet. I did buy the parts for a new part for the ends. These are made by Carefree Awning Company, and I got the new parts for it gives me all of them. It gives me the bracket that attaches to the camper. It gives me this new piece here, and it gives me the end cap. So I got to take one of them off to figure out whether it's the right size and everything fits. You have to be careful. This cap here on the end, it is wound so on a spring, so it is under tension, wanting to unwind. When it is in this closed position here, it's in its least amount of wind, so it's safest in this position, but it's still wound up, so you got to be a little bit careful with it. Now, one of the things that saved me, well, I had two problems. One, it hurt me, and two, it saved. I ended up getting saved on it. One thing that hurt me was when it did break, when I went to take the screws off to start looking and troubleshooting, the screws, if you can look here in the screw, they have a square end on them. And I did not have the bit that has that square end on it. So I couldn't, I was having a very hard time repairing because I didn't have the right bit for my screwdriver. So that was an annoyance. I did go out and purchased a screwdriver that has multiple bits in the end of it to put into the camper. So I'll make sure I've got one. I ended up making one by taking an Allen wrench and I filed down. I had a file. I filed down 2 of the 6 sides of the Allen wrench and made a square out of it. But because I did that, see, this side had broke out, but it had just a little bit, and it had a couple threads in there, but I needed a screw to put in there, and it's an oddball screw. So I didn't have a screw to replace the one that had broken, or to try to at least see if I could catch some threads. If you look on the end, you can see that it usually has a cap on here. Here's the new one, and you can see it has this cap on the end, this plastic cap, and it has a screw that holds it on. So what I ended up doing was just taking that Allen screw that I turned into a square, and I removed that cap on the end, and I used that screw and I put it over on this side and screwed it in to hold it in, and it held enough. We got home and everything was good. So yeah, I'm going to take this old one off and make sure that the new one is the right size before I start putting this together. I really can't hold the phone up here on top of the ladder while I'm doing this. It's odd. I got to keep the tension on that spring and things like that. So let me get the old one off and let's make sure that new one is the right size. You're following me for video, but I'm chasing tools.
No, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know if Tony said in the other video that he did when we were camping in Berea, Kentucky the past weekend, I was putting out the slide room from the inside, and I did hear like a loud pop, and it didn't sound normal. But I didn't hear Tony say anything. I did stop for a second, and I didn't hear anything going on. He wasn't yelling, so I kept going. Come to find out, it was the awning that popped off. But I had originally thought it was like one of these doors like dropping down. Sometimes they can make kind of a pop. But it was pretty loud. So I should have known it was something bad. Yeah. And it was. So Tony's trying to get the awning fixed before our next trip, which we leave out Sunday. But he said there's still some issue with the left side because the spring load is not tight. It's not wound tight. So he's still working on it.
Okay, so I came over here onto the right-hand side. This is the side that has the spring. This side is what winds the spring up to make this roller to hold this tight. I put a new crossbar here. I'm going to reuse the existing bar there because it's glued to the wall. And I put the new side in over here. I got both the 2 bolts on it to hold it. And so this side should be done. I'm going to go over and finish up over there. So this is the rod side that broke. You can see where it tore out right there. And inside that thread there, there's a screw that broke off inside there. So that part is really what I wanted to replace. And I've got the new one here. I'm going to use the existing bracket because it's glued to the side, and I don't want to break that bond. I did replace with the new bolts there. This just goes on here. It'll slide on to however far I need it to hit the end cap when I put the end cap back on. And I've got a new bumper plate. It came with 1. I don't know why it didn't come with 2, but I'm gonna put that new bumper plate on, put my new end cap back on, and we should be rocking. So I got this, I put the inner piece in, and then I put that brake, this outer retaining on. I'm gonna get the other screws in, and also I'm gonna replace my cap up there. Okay, so I got the side piece on, and the 2 screws are in. I think they should have some tapping screws into here to help hold that in, but it doesn't have it. I still need to put 2 screws under here to hold this new bar to this plate, and also I need to adjust this. I'll loosen this screw so it pushes up against there, and I think I'll be done. Well, she's all back together now. All the screws are in here. I got both the screws on the sides, all the screws are in here. So same with the other side. She's all together. Now all we got to do is test it. We can do that here in the garage. Cindy's out at the garden right now, so when she gets back later on, we'll give her a test and see if she's working. Keep your finger crossed. Go ahead. All right, we're going to go ahead and test her out here. See if she works. So it came unscrewed right there and popped. So far, so good. All right, that it? Okay. All right.
I didn't hear any pops.
No, she looks good. She's connected. New piece, new piece. All right.
Did you do it, Tony?
Oh, Schwank, we got it.
Yay.
Well, looks like another project success. So,
Pat Tony on the back.
pat Tony on the back. I would call that one medium grade, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do when you own an RV or a camper. I mean, stuff goes wrong. You just gotta be able to roll with it and fix it. So yeah, another project down, and we'll be heading out to camp this weekend, and we're going to be gone for a week. So sweet. So we'll see you out there at the campsite. Y'all take it easy. Bye.